Hey everyone, Michelle Alexandria here. So today I'm continuing on with my look at the Apple TV and all the reasons why I like it and may hate it. But this is my second video. Last video I showed you how to use the Apple TV 4K as your home server and why you may want to use it instead of Plex. Now let's talk about the Apple TV. One of my major issues with the Apple TV has finally been fixed. So, one of the things, if I had reviewed this thing in the Apple TV in the last few weeks, I would have slammed it. So I'm glad I waited for a month to kind of let things settle and let the system wash over me, because one of my biggest issues with the Apple TV was the lack of frame rate switching. And what I mean by that is, when you go into your settings mode, if you set your Apple TV under video and audio with your format, I have my TV set to 4K Dolby Vision because I have an LG OLED TV and it supports Dolby Vision TV. And this is an issue a lot of 4K owners want to encounter because Dolby Vision isn't really supported on a lot of TVs. It's only supported on LG TVs, TCL TVs, Vizio TVs, and Sony is releasing a patch for their 930 and 940 TV. Other than that, Dolby Vision really isn't that popular right now. But one of the reasons why I love the Apple TV so much was the fact that it supported both Dolby Vision and HDR. The problem is, Apple was so stupid that they didn't include an automatic switching mode. So whenever you're watching something, you're not sure what format you're watching or how the processing is actually working. So if you're watching a movie that's 4K HDR, but you have this 4K Dolby Vision setting set, then you're kind of screwed. You're just going to be watching stuff in 4K Dolby Vision, even though the content being delivered is in HDR, and that just screws up your content. So if you go over here, they have all these different formats you could choose from: 60, 4K Dolby Vision, 4K HDR, 60, 50, all the way down to 24 megahertz. And again, the problem with that is, if something is filmed in 24 megahertz, but it's trying to upscale to 60 frames per second, then that's going to screw up the video quality. Or if something is filmed in 60, but you have your TV set to 24, again, your video quality is going to be screwed up. And why Apple did that is unbelievable. And it's especially annoying because if you're in a movie and you're watching a movie, like say you're watching, if you're in the movie section and you're watching, and I keep hitting the wrong button, sorry about that. So if you're in movies and you're watching a 4K movie and the movie is in Dolby Vision, so for example, Atomic Blonde, I bought Atomic Blonde in 4K Dolby Vision. Now if I watch this, then my TV would show up as 4K Dolby Vision. Now the problem is, that's all great, but once I'm done, then maybe I want to go watch Independence Day. And you go to watch Independence Day, here, let me go, Independence Day in series shots. So you go to Independence Day, and Independence Day is in 4K HDR. Now what's going to happen is, I will play Independence Day, but I wouldn't get the 4K HDR. I would get 4K Dolby Vision mode, even though the movie's not encoded in that proper format. So that means your picture is going to be completely off and not at all what you're supposed to be seeing. And that's annoying. Why Apple thought that was okay is beyond me. So, and under 11.0, what would happen is you would have to go out. You would have to go all the way. You would have to go back to the menu, scroll down to your settings, go over the video and audio, format, and then change it to HDR mode. But you still don't know what frame rate the movie was shot in. So you're just guessing at this point because, my TV supports 60 megahertz or upscales to 24 to 60, I guess. So then you would go 4K HDR at 60 hertz or 4K HDR 50 or whatever, and it's just a guessing game at that point, and that's really irritating. Well, Apple has finally heard me. I'm going to take full credit for this fix. So for 11, when I heard that 11.2 finally solves this issue, iOS 11.2, I immediately went to the Apple website and signed up for their beta program because I had to get this. So now what happens is you go to this match content area, you click the match content, and now you have match dynamic range on. So this means now it's going to automatically switch modes. So if you're watching something in HDR, it's going to switch to HDR. If you watch something in Dolby Vision, it's going to switch to Dolby Vision. And then I have match frame rate on. So basically what this is going to do is this is actually going to automatically match the frame rate to the content. Go figure. So, if Blade Runner is showing in 30 megahertz or whatever frames per second, then that's what's going to play. And your TV is going to properly read that. Go figure, Apple. Go figure. So this is actually in the brand new 11.2 TVOS 11.2 beta that came out a few days ago. I don't know when the finished release is going to come out for the public, probably another month or so. But I will tell you so far this works great. So here, if you go back over here, and now I'm going to show you a second atomic blonde, and then I'm going to show you, and then that's going to be enough to get me blocked or get me get a copyright flag, but who cares? So here, I'm going to go click Atomic Blonde, and you see it's 4K Dolby Vision. You can see it up top, and then you click the play button. Oops, crap. Let's go here. Don't want that. Play. And I'm not even going to play the movie. I'm just going to play this part. And then I'll probably get blocked. So you see up top, you saw the tag on my TV. It said Dolby Vision. And then if you go over here, my picture mode is also in Dolby Vision. So you see how cool that is? So my picture mode is now in Dolby Vision, so I can select from standard, cinema home, cinema, game, etc., etc., etc. So now that's that. So let's go back over here, and I'm going to show you this working even more. So let's watch a little bit. Let's pull up Bambi. So or Cars 3. Again, thank you, Disney, for sending these over. Expect a review of Cars in 4K HDR UHD in the next few days. So Disney sent me a bunch of stuff that I'm a little behind on reviewing. Actually, I already reviewed Pinocchio and Bambi, I believe. So those releases are gorgeous. So anyway, if you click Cars, and again, this should switch to regular mode. So here, if I click play, I'm going to play. And believe it or not, YouTube is so broken that, just playing this is going to get me flagged. Just that. So now I'm going to go up here. And now you're in the picture mode. One of the nice things about this LG OLED TV, you don't really have to calibrate it for every little thing. And earlier this week, they actually submitted a new firmware patch that gave us this Technicolor mode, this Technicolor Expert mode. And what this is the folks at Technicolor actually uses LG OLED TVs for all their color calibrations. So what they did was they used the consumer level OLED TV and they calibrated and they came up with this Technicolor mode. So theoretically, this should be pretty much perfectly calibrated or as close to out of the box perfect calibration as you can possibly get. So how awesome is that? That's pretty cool. So anyway, so it's over here. So you can see it's in regular picture mode because this is showing 1080p content. So let's scroll out of there, and you can see it automatically switch. So automatic switching work. You go back here. And now let's go show you HDR real quick. Independence Day. Today is your independence. And funny story, I was at a party at San Diego Comic-Con, and standing right next to me was Bill Pullman. And I was kind of like looking at him like, it can't be him, is it? And yes, it was him. So we got to talking, and it was a really cool conversation. And I won't tell you what we talked about, but it was a fun conversation. And then Bill Paxton was actually at the same party. So I had both Bills at the same party. How funny is that? And I keep hitting the wrong button. So let me go back to Independence Day. I really hate Siri. Okay, so let me open this up, and I'm going to resume this. Why does it keep freaking Independence Day? I freaking hate. I really don't like them. I think the remote has gotten really buggy with the Apple TV 4K. I think it's really sluggish and buggy. Independence Day. So let's go here one more time. I'm going to open this in iTunes. And this is the last thing I'm going to show you so you can actually see. So you can see Independence Day is in 4K HDR. So, oh, come on. This is driving me nuts. Remove that. So flaky. So, Independence Day. Oh, come on. Play. So you should see the HDR tag. Resume. So you see the HDR tag just came up. And now and I'm just going to prove to you it worked. So let's go up here. And you see HDR is up here in the corner. So here we go. Let me just go back up here. Scroll down. Come on. Come on. I just want to show you this so I can get out of here. So again, you have HDR picture mode, and now you have Vivid, Standard, Cinema Home, Cinema, Game, and again you have the Technicolor HDR mode. So this is very, very cool and very, very awesome. So yeah, that's it, people. Thanks for watching. Talk to you guys today. If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you feel you must. Anyway, talk to you guys later. Bye.